Do you feel like the light of the world? It's important to remember when we read the Gospels and hear them proclaimed to whom Jesus is speaking. He's not speaking today to the crowds. He's speaking only to those men and women who have chosen to come after him and learn to live like he lived. He's talking to disciples. And disciples are not merely students who learn things, but they are people who come and imitate a way of living, a way of life. And Jesus, of course, is the model for the disciples. Remember, St. Paul said in one of his letters, "Be imitators of me as I am an imitator of Christ." That's the kind of people Jesus is speaking about today. So when we hear ourselves told we have to be lights to the world, we may feel a little bit intimidated. But it's good to remember everything that Jesus said. Before he said, "I want you to be lights for the world," he said, "You are the salt of the earth." What does salt mean here? Well, there's many reasons people use salt, but the primary one is to enhance the flavor of the food they're eating. And I think what Jesus means here is, in the way you imitate me, you will enhance the way, that will enhance the way you live among the people, and they will begin to see me in you. You will become a light, divulging my presence in them, among them, through you. What was Jesus like as he moved among people like we do? The first thing that Jesus does when he comes into a situation, into a room, into a group of people, is to look for those who are in need. If they're sick, he heals them. If they're hungry, he feeds them. If they're dead, he raises them up. And that's the kind of imitation that discipleship demands of us. Not that we will raise people from the dead literally, although perhaps that could happen through the power of God, but that we raise people up from wherever they are in lowliness, in despair, in sin, in any kind of human misery. That's what discipleship means. To salt society, to enhance the flavor of the way people live, to raise up a fallen humanity by the way we imitate Jesus in our way of life. Imitation is not just a superficial type of resemblance, but it's a deep-seated resemblance which comes from our union with Christ. And that union has already been established. We are filled already from our baptism with the presence of the risen Christ. And his presence in the world is now mediated out to all people through his disciples. And we are his disciples. We are, because of Christ, lights in the world.